Hey guys, it's Chris here with another full stack interview. But before I introduce my newest guest, I wanted to let you know that we've been working on putting together a new training called Catalyst Class, where I'll be working with people who are feeling stuck and frustrated in their lives. Everyone gets stuck sometimes, and we all know it can be a bit of a drag. So I'm sharing this training with you guys so you can all benefit from it when it comes out. Inside, we're going to reveal how you can start to immediately create measurable positive changes in your career, health, and relationships. The secret weapon to preventing relapse back into old destructive patterns of behaviour, and the simple 3-step DCAT, dynamic course adjustment training process that allows you to recalibrate and know exactly what to do to win anytime, anywhere. You'll never experience self-doubt ever again. So hit the like button and subscribe, and click on the links in the description to find out when it's coming out. And I'm proud to present and introduce Ben Aid, the founder of backmusclesolutions.com. He's the engineer and inventor of the QL Claw, the best deep tissue massage tool on the market that's going to help you reduce all the muscle-induced pain that's been wrenching on your back. If you have any lower back pain right now, if you're weak, you're tight, or your back's stiff, check out his YouTube channel at Back Muscle Solutions. I'll put the link below. You're going to find all these great tips and tutorials on how to fix your back pain right now. How you doing, Ben?
Pretty good. How are you?
Yeah, good, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for putting this together.
Yeah, man, that's cool. Wow. So what about we have a bit of a chat and just catch up and see what this is all about, and then we'll see if we can put something together for both our channels. See if we can figure something out, eh?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. I haven't done a lot of these. About you?
I've done this is my third interview. So I've done two. One was on TV at a local news station. That was really nerve-wracking, but
that's pretty cool though. How did that go?
Oh, I couldn't believe how improvised it was.
Yeah.
Like no script or anything. The anchor who was asking me questions and demoing my product, he had no idea what he was doing. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. So what did you have to do? Did you just show him how to use it and everything, so he didn't hurt himself or something?
Yeah, it was basically just a local small business promotion they had going on.
Yeah.
And I really only have one physical product, so that was the one I brought on. And the guy did a little bit of research beforehand.
Yeah.
I was like, do you want to try it out? A couple minutes before we were live. And he was like, oh no, I want it to be natural and real.
Yeah.
And so he did it live on the show, and he was kind of shaking a little bit because it's a deep tissue massage tool, so it's a little intense.
It would probably hurt a little bit, yeah.
Maybe a little bit. I think I put him in a position where it wasn't too bad on him.
Yeah, good idea. Did he have any back pain beforehand? Do you actually have if he had some back pain when he started the interview, and then you used the product on the air for the first time and then felt some relief? That would be awesome.
Yeah, he didn't. It was only 3 minutes, and he only used it for about 60 seconds. So he on the air, he was definitely I really feel that something's changing, but it wasn't long enough to get the full relief out of it.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Cool. So how did you swing an interview working with a TV station? I was reading before. I was stalking your YouTube channel just a minute ago.
Yeah.
And you do a few stalls and pop-ups and that sort of thing around the place. Did they just sort of show up and meet you there, or had they scheduled it in or something?
So actually, it was totally out of left field. I was reaching out to news stations to write an article for SEO purposes, so I could rank higher for my website.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh no, we don't do that, but we're doing this thing on you can come on live TV." And I was like, "Are you serious? You're gonna let me do that?" And they did. They let me come on. It was awesome.
And so
was that the link to it?
Yeah, man, send it over. I'd love to. You should put it on your channel, on your YouTube channel as well.
Oh, that's a good idea. I should. They did send me the official MP4 file, so that's a good idea.
Yeah. What was it, a local TV station, did you say?
Yeah, it was a local TV station. I'm in Denver, Colorado, in the States. And the name of the station was Loving Living Local, or the name of the segment on their local Fox 21.
Yeah.
At 9 a.m. on a Wednesday. So, like, you can imagine the crowd they get then.
Yeah. I don't know. They'll probably get a few. There's quite a few people watching TV in the morning. Probably people staying at home who've got a sore back and can't go to work. You might have just nailed the market, man.
It might have been a perfect fit.
Yeah. Oh man, look, I'm in Tasmania in Australia, so we're pretty long way apart. But that's pretty incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, what time is it where you are?
It's 20 minutes to 3 in the afternoon.
Okay.
On what is it today? It's Wednesday, so it must be like Tuesday night over there.
Yeah, it's Tuesday night here.
What time is it? Be close to midnight or something, yeah?
Yeah, I've got 8:36 on my computer.
Is that all? Oh, that's crazy, wasn't it? About 16 to 17 hours or something. That's awesome.
Yeah. Wow.
I had an interview last week with another lady in. She's in New York, I think, and she was about 16 hours away. And my geography skills are terrible, man. So, wow. And time zones makes it even worse. It's really complicated. And, but this Calendly program that we're using, I don't know if you're using it at all, man. But that's brilliant. You don't even have to think about it.
Oh, no.
Just put your schedule. Yeah, just automatic. Yeah. Well, I want you to know that I've started recording the video from the start, and I hope that's cool with you.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, and I might chop and change a little bit. I'll probably just cut this section out where we're just talking about that anyway. Maybe put an intro at the start. I uploaded another one of my interviews this morning.
I watched part of it on the YouTube channel, actually.
Which one did you watch?
The one with the lady who's the Men's Health.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm struggling a little bit to get my my sea legs. I don't know if that's the right word for making myself come up in front of the camera a bit. I don't know. I get a little bit self-conscious. I mix up my words, and I want to edit everything about 500 times before I think it's any good. And then I just strike a light and start again.
Yeah, I saw your intro. I thought it was funny.
I just thought, fuck it, man. I'm just going to publish something.
Yeah, just get it out there.
50 videos time, hopefully, it's just buried right at the bottom.
Yeah, maybe.
How
many?
Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say, how many videos are you at now? Is it your?
I've made 2 interviews. I've done a few more other interviews, but not video style. And I've published them on my website as well. I came into this with an idea sort of already established. See, I used to do more SEO stuff with just text-based articles, writing content for the web, and creating targeted niche sites, building authority, ranking in Google search engine. Then just putting AdSense advertising on it, and other affiliate products and things. I had some success with that about 10 years ago. And they brought out some different Google algorithm changes, and things started to go downhill a fair bit. I picked up a different career at the time and had, got engaged and had 2 kids as well. Things got pretty crazy, and then I dropped it, and I didn't really do much with it for a while. With some nice passive income, but it was something I really wanted to get back into. But in the end, I found it really hard to create content, to write, to motivate myself to write articles on things that sometimes I just wasn't all that interested in. I guess long story short, I got interested in some of Casey's videos, and I saw what he was doing, and then realized that video marketing could be an easy way to do it. Or in the very least, if I was to interview people, I wouldn't be making up the content so much as I'd be doing it as a collaboration with somebody else. And so, having a conversation is a lot easier way to get content. All about back exercises and recovery and physio and all that sort of stuff. So if I had just for an example, if I had a website that I was doing, promotions for health and back health, it'd be an ideal person to have a conversation with. Get some content, put it up on the website, whether it's a video or transcribe it into text as well, and publish that. Get some more authority in the search engines, and hopefully get some more traffic. It takes a while, but and so sort of coming into this and having Casey's ideas, just there's so much stuff.
Yeah, it is a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's really changed things. My whole angle on things has sort of broadened quite a bit too. So anyway, yes, it's pretty cool. How long have you been doing this for now? With Casey?
I started MBT 4 weeks ago, and I started 10 Game 2 weeks ago. So I'm pretty fresh. Man,
I did the same thing. What inspired you to jump straight onto 10 Game like I did?
Casey really, I already had 45 YouTube videos out.
Yeah.
I already have my machine, my vehicle, which is this business.
Yeah.
And I wanted to scale it like Casey scaled his.
Yeah.
And after the call with Cole, I really thought that he could get me to where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And faster and with, I don't know. I just like his style.
Yeah.
I think, I just like the guy and like how he teaches and everything about it pretty much. How about you?
Yeah. I'm 46 years old, and there's I guess long story short, there's only a certain amount of time in your life, I guess, when you got an opportunity to do stuff with it. And when I was younger, I used to do a lot of sales and marketing, and I really enjoyed doing that. I had that dream of breaking free of the 9-to-5 style of work and that traditional I guess the trap. And I never really got there. I've started businesses and had some success, but never really launched in any kind of cool way. But when I saw Casey's stuff, I thought this guy gets it, not just on a business level. It's not just on a relationship level either with that particular product that he's selling. That stuff's really cool. Otherwise, he's got a very taken a prisoners approach to it, which is pretty awesome. He's like, go and do this, and don't do anything different. Just do what I told you to do. Right, everything works out. So I really like that. But then I saw the way he's marketing and promoting stuff and how good his sales and marketing skills are. I thought, far out, man. It's been a long time since I did any of that sort of thing. I want a piece of that world back again, and I want to find that independence that I used to have a drive for. Not time to give up yet, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's cool. Since you has experience in sales and marketing, is that pretty applicable? Can you take a lot of the skills you've learned, or is it kind of learning a whole new game with the digital marketing today? Well, see, I said before, I've sort of done a bit of digital marketing stuff already as well, but it's not like what Casey's doing. Casey's got a very direct sales approach to it, whereas my preference before was to do a very behind the scenes sales approach or marketing approach where I had no personal face on any of it. So I'd write under an alias. I'd even create, anonymous. Well, you hide your domain name registration. So I had nobody knew who it was. It was on the website. And that way I didn't have to. I guess I didn't have to take any personal risk. It was like if it goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't, that's fine. But the Casey's approach is very all or nothing, and that does really remind me of when I used to work in shopping centers, and I'd just say hello to everybody and ask them if they wanted to buy something, or knocking on doors. I did some jobs where I was traveling around
around the country backpacking with a group of people, knocking on doors. We used to sell karate memberships and encyclopedias and stuff like that. And it was hard, man. It was so hard. But you'd learn the whole script and you'd recite it over and over until it was just blazed into your memory and you could never forget it. Now I've forgotten all now, but but it's so it's daunting to do that stuff. I mean, imagine just walking down the street and knocking on a door and saying, "Hey, do you want to buy some of my stuff?" At least if you set up a shop in a market or something, that's what people are there for. So, but I guess the marketing side of thing is where Casey's, he's putting the videos out there. If people like the video, then they click the link. So they're already a warm market.
Yeah.
And then when they get on a call, they kind of know what they're getting before it even starts. So.
Definitely.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought I was interviewing you, man.
Yeah, sorry, I was curious.
No, it's all good. I got carried away. I think I had a coffee earlier. It must have just kicked in.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but I got to go to bed in 2 hours.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I started a fitness program a couple of weeks ago as well, and I'm working out every single day, and
nice.
It's it's really good. I feel heaps better, but I sleep really well, but I'm also pretty tired some of the time.
Yeah, it's all right.
But I guess that's what that's good. I mean, like I said, I sleep heaps better. I used to wake up during the night, but now I wake up and I'm straight back to sleep. I wrote some notes down. So what do I got here? Oh, that's right. What can you tell me about the business that you're running? You use the product that you make, that you've made. I mean, how did you come up with that idea in the first place?
Yeah, good question. So the short answer is messing myself up too much. I had horrible back pain, and it lasted about 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
So from 18 to 22 was my window of misery. I had a ton of lower back pain.
That's
brought on by, and that's what everyone told me. And I was in like a 7, 8 out of 10 of pain all the time.
Wow.
Like couldn't sit down for
what
more than
happened?
an hour.
Did you have an injury or just out of the blue?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was more gradual. So I played hockey. I worked out a lot, and I worked a manual labor job. So I was beating up my back like 6 to 8 hours a day, like intensely.
Yeah.
And eventually one day it just gave up. It spasmed, it locked up, and like I couldn't bend over. I went from like being a really good athlete to not being able to like touch the ground or tie my own shoes.
Wow.
It was horrible. Now I know that I had one of the worst cases of just lower back muscle spasms, and I basically did everything in my power to give myself a back injury. I was lifting with bad form. I paid no attention to recovery or form during my workouts. I was just going for numbers, and I was 17, 18, so I could get away with it.
Yeah.
And then it caught up like it does with everybody. And then during those 4 years, I had plenty of physician visits. I saw 2 doctors, got 2 MRIs done. They both looked at them, said my spine looks fine, like just go to PT, go to the chiropractor. And I did that. And I was just in cycles and cycles and cycles where I would get down to like a 3 or a 4 on the pain scale, and then I would just make one wrong step, and then I would go right back up to that 7 or 8, and I wouldn't be able to leave my bed. Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. I hope no one ever goes through it.
Yeah.
And then, so when I was 22, this was year 4. I was really frustrated. I was pissed off. I hated chiropractors at this point because I've been to 4 and couldn't get better from any of them.
And it's during this time, sorry to interrupt, but during this time you were still working a manual labor job, or did you try something else instead? Mm-hmm. It must be very difficult and very painful to go to work even.
Yeah. So that was just a summer job for me. So I threw it out summer when I was 18, and then I went to college for 9 months.
Yeah.
So I went to the university, and then I went back to do my summer manual labor job.
Yeah.
and basically just grunted through it. Like I was embarrassed because like I couldn't lift as much of the other guys because I was in pain.
Yeah.
But it paid pretty well, and I needed a job, so I kept grunting through it.
Yeah.
So I did that for 3 summers. Hated every minute of it. Love the guys, but it was horrible.
Oh man, when you're in that much pain, nothing's fun.
No, and that's all you think about.
Giving me a bit of a headache just thinking about
it. Yeah. It's crazy that it happened because now I'm completely pain free. It's hard to even
That's great.
imagine, but yeah. And so when I was 22, kind of how I got into this journey was I came to the realization that if I don't do something about this, this is going to be the next 50 years of my life. Yeah, I'm not getting out of this unless something changes.
Yeah.
So I did a ton of research. Yeah, desperation is one motivator for sure. That's what worked for me. Yeah.
And the design of the what do you call it?
I call this thing the QL claw. This is my only physical product that I sell.
Yeah. Why is it called the QL claw? QL.
It's called QL for it does have a good question. So QL is short for quadratus lumborum, and that's a very deep muscle in the lower back that not a lot of people know about. Yeah. And this was one that was always locked up, bunched up and tight in me, and contributing to a whole lot of pain. It's contributing to pain a lot of other people. Not a lot of people know what it is though. Wow.
Well, there you go. Now I know. That's awesome. And that particular design, did you work on a few different models to get that just the way it is, so that it works and it does what you need to do?
Yeah, Chris. So my degree in college was engineering, so I knew how to 3D model things. Yeah. So I went through about 18 different models that I just 3D printed, tested. Yeah. Tested with friends, physical therapists, massage therapists, and just iterated until.
Yeah. Cool. And then you got to this one, and that's the one that works the best. Wow, that's awesome. And so I know I saw on your YouTube channel you have a bunch of videos about the different ways that you can use it, and you also sell a few programs here. Your flexibility for a flexible back. Does that use the QL claw as well?
So the flexible back doesn't include any product. You can do it at home with no equipment. It's just a flexibility routine to basically relieve a whole lot of pressure on your lower back that's compensating for stiffness in other areas of the body. Yeah,
cool. And what about other areas of your back, like between your shoulder blades or up into your neck? Does it help with those areas too?
I do have a couple of people that use it on the upper back. It's a little unforgiving. It's got pretty intense massage, but you definitely can throw it up there. But its primary targets are going to be the low back, the glutes, and the hip flexors. And those are the 3 main areas that refer pain to the lower back when they get locked up. Okay. So it's the total fix for the low back muscle tightness, basically.
And I do a couple of those sort of rolling sort of exercises, but I certainly don't put something underneath it. I can imagine that'll really it'll get in there.
Yeah, it does.
So
I designed. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you go, mate.
Oh yeah, I designed this part of it to act as the knuckle or thumb of the massager physical therapist.
Oh, I get it.
So, yeah. So when you go in for treatment, if you have a good chiropractor, a good physio, a good massage therapist, they're going to dig into these muscles with their knuckles, their thumbs, even their elbows, some of them. And this is just doing that at home. So a tool that you can use on your own time when you need it.
That's smart, because a massage costs like $70 an hour or something, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. And even more if you want a really good one.
Yeah. I went down to the shopping mall here down in my town, and they've got some little a couple of them actually, different places, little Asian massage therapy places, Asian massage. And I get some pain between my shoulder blades. It's gone down quite a lot since I started this weight training routine, actually. And I think it's because I used to play a lot of squash, a lot of racket sports, and I swing a hammer and even things like just using the mouse on the computer and stuff. It's just always that shoulder. I got him because I was struggling with the pain quite a bit, and I got this guy 2 days in a row just to dig right into that spot, and it got a lot of relief. I know that in a week or two it would have come back, But I think the exercise and the weight training has really helped a lot with it. I can sense there's still something going on there, so
yeah,
I'm not sure what I'll do in the long run for it. I'm just working on a few other fitness goals at the moment. So now that this is backed off a bit so that I can get on with it. Man, I had some Achilles problems for a while as well, which just made it even hard to walk.
No.
Getting out of the car and stiff from driving for a while, and it's just hard to walk anywhere without a limp. But that seems to have gone. That's improved a lot over the last couple of weeks of weight training as well. It's pretty amazing. Just what is it? It's been almost 20 days of this 16-week program. I feel heaps better than I used to. So,
awesome.
I recommend it, man. I know you obviously you work out, you exercise, look after yourself. You know a lot about it already. So, man, you already know this stuff. I used to do a lot of stuff when I was younger. Like I said, I let myself go a fair bit, and it's time to get things back on track. And I'm so glad I did.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask you some more of the questions that we've got here on the list, because I know we don't have all day. Here's some fun stuff. If you had a superpower, what do you think it would be? If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
I had to think about that, because I don't want to say just anything regular like flying or invisibility or super strength.
They're all still
one thing that comes to mind actually is being able to sleep like that. Like every night at the end of my day, I always feel like I want to do more. I always want to get more done. There's not enough hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you need to sleep. You need 8-9 hours sometimes to actually recover and feel good the next day. So if I could snap my fingers and get a full night's sleep in 9 seconds, I think I'd be a pretty happy person and be able to do a whole lot.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I don't have any trouble falling asleep. You must hate me right now, but I can go to sleep in 2 minutes. I tend to wake up during the night, and then I don't fall back to sleep for a while because my brain switches on. It thinks, oh, it's morning, it's time to go. But more often than not, I can settle that back down again and go back to sleep, especially if I've been doing a lot during the day physically and I'm really tired. Like lately, I have been really tired, and so I just sleep really, really soundly. But I've found putting a bit of background noise on helps. It distracts my mind. So I listen to a podcast as I go to sleep. So maybe that'll help. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I'll give it a try.
Maybe listen to one of these episodes.
Yeah, maybe I'll put myself to sleep listening to myself talking. Well, okay. So, what drives you forward now? What's your biggest motivator? And I know when you were developing this product, it was because you were in so much pain. What's your big reason for doing all this?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's really, there's kind of a couple big things that push me right now. The main one is, like, I know this work's helping people. Like, I have a list of my reviews taped right up here on my wall.
That's great. That's great.
That.
Isn't that funny? I put this is the cleanest part of my office. And so,
oh yeah,
all the other walls are filled.
Post-its everywhere else.
There's a mess in the whole room.
Yeah, that's right. You can't see below this, but maybe it's not as clean. Yeah, so it's knowing that this stuff needs to get out there. Like the message I'm spreading wasn't one that existed. So I really didn't start this business because, like, I definitely didn't do it to make money, because there would have been way more easy routes to that. But knowing that this message wasn't out there and a lot of people needed to hear it, that's really the main thing. If my former self found this stuff, I would have saved years of pain and struggle. And if these concepts were available and people could had a go-to resource for back pain that isn't doctors and chiropractors who see you for 40 minutes a week and then they don't really have an investment in you. Well, you can watch all of my 50 videos and you're going to learn a whole lot about the back. And you can do that in a night, and you'll probably feel better in a couple of days if you apply some of the principles. So knowing that message needs to get out is really, it's almost like an obligation, not so much of a motivating push. And on top of that, like the lifestyle I want to build for myself is me running a business. It's not working for someone else, and I know that life isn't going to build itself.
Yeah,
it's I know where I want my future to look like, and it's running a successful business that helps a lot of people, and that's what I'm trying to build here over the next 5-10 years.
Yeah, man, I think you're on the right track. One of the things that I think leads people down that right path to that is using whatever experience they've had in their life, what they've learned, and putting it, using it to help other people who've been going through the same sort of thing. And there's plenty of things that people have gone through and they've struggled through, and then they've achieved it and they've conquered it, or whatever it is, and they just go on with their lives, and that's fine. But I think sometimes you could bottle that, and you could sell it, but you know what I mean. It's you can bottle it and then package it for other people and say, hey, I was there, I saw that, I did that, I felt that, and I get it. Here's a way to fix that, and it will save you, 5 years, 10 years, or all this pain, or something like that. And you're right. I think that if you can help people on the way, that's a fantastic approach. And people will be happy to pay you money for it too, I think.
Yeah. I'm selling a couple of these, a couple of programs.
That's exactly right.
Definitely helps.
That's right. And once you even just working on back problems could be just the entrance. For example, you might find something else, a different way to solve upper back problems, or tennis elbow, or other things like that. Maybe you do get into what's it called? Chiropractic. That'd be the word.
Yeah, is that what they call it in Australia, or no? It's physio, right?
Physio, yeah. You could be a chiropractor if you're practicing physio, or physiotherapist. I don't know too much about it. They're the same thing.
Yeah, I have a couple partners in New Zealand and Australia who help me out, and they're physios. So I'm careful what to say.
No, that's good. We'll stick with that. I don't know. I could be calling them chiropractors and they're physios, and it could be like calling an astronomer or an astrologer, and we don't want to do that. That's a pretty big mistake.
No, might offend somebody.
So I know a lot of people out there are struggling these days with everything going on. Things like the spicy flu and their day-to-day stuff. They've got bills to pay. There's a lot of things going on in their lives, which makes them, people are struggling in some way or another. Do you know of any way that you can somehow hack your motivation or drive to push you through when you're just not feeling it sometimes?
Yeah. I'll tell you, even with all the reasons to be motivated, like I still find it pretty hard sometimes to do the work.
Yeah.
One thing that has really helped me is just cutting everything out of the life that doesn't help. So like a lot of people who are listening to this, you just need to delete Instagram. You need to delete Snapchat. You need to get all of your instant gratification apps off your phone. They're not serving you in any way. They're actually probably making you more depressed and sad and less motivated. Yeah. And so like trimming all the fat out of my life has really helped, because my days are very, very full.
Yeah, well, they'd be full with those apps in them as well, and even fuller. So.
Yeah, and it's almost an attention thing, at least from what I experience. Like having the app on your phone, maybe you're only spending 20 minutes a day on it, but if you're breaking focus in other tasks, or if you're doing it instead of doing work that you should be doing, it spirals the wrong direction. So you're losing momentum the wrong way. And one way I get a lot of work done is I just don't have that stuff. Yeah. And I really try to, I don't watch TV. I don't really, I go on YouTube sometimes, but a lot of that's for business. Just really trimming out all the fat, and then you don't have anything else to do besides the work. Yeah. And it's a lot more fulfilling. It's easier.
I have to admit I spent I don't know, I spent a good half an hour today watching videos on YouTube, and they weren't the kind of things that would generally build my my business expertise at all. I like to play the guitar. I'm not a very skillful guitarist, and so I watch a lot of people play guitar. I don't practice all that much personally, but it's still really cool fun to watch. Anyway, I did that, and to my own credit, I was folding laundry at the same time and getting a few of the household jobs done. This is my day off today, and so. But I also have found myself pretty distracted by all the social media and stuff as well.
Guitar videos are great. Like the guitar videos, if that's a hobby of yours, like that's another thing. I'm talking about like when it's work time, when it's time to get stuff done, and everybody knows what they have to do. It's just whether or not you're gonna prioritize it and have the willpower, and it's a lot easier to have the willpower when you don't have the distractions.
Yeah, man, I love that what you just said. Everybody knows what they have to do. I think that's so true. People can claim that they don't know, but if you really sit down and go, you know what, I'm doing all these stupid things in my life. I really know that I should be doing all these things. You can't hide from it. When you think about it, you just got to do what you got to do.
All right.
So what about discipline? You find yourself do you have a bunch of tasks that you absolutely have to achieve every day that you make yourself do? Do you go to the gym every day, or do you do your back exercises routinely? Other things like that?
Yeah, I'm a pretty like structured person, I guess. Like I go Monday through Friday every day. I hit the gym in the morning, and then I have a structure of schedule of content I create. So I'm filming YouTube videos 3 times a week. I'm writing blog posts twice a week.
Fantastic.
And that's a schedule.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. I know. How old is your website?
So I launched it in May, but I changed the domain name in late October. So I had a little Google hiccup there.
Did you?
Yeah, that was fun to deal with. But so for that, I don't have the budget for a big marketing campaign, so organic's been my bread and butter. And 2 blog posts a week I've been doing this for a long time. I'm up to 60 blog posts, and all of them are really pretty well thought out, researched, and keyword analyzed and everything. So that's starting to see some returns on it now, which is really nice.
That's fantastic, man.
Yeah,
dude, that's great.
Yeah.
You keep your analytics software up to date and everything, so you can see where your traffic's coming from and what your keywords are that people are using to find and everything.
Oh yeah, yep.
Like keyword research into your target keyword phrase and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, so the ones that I'm nailing right now are QL release tool, QL muscle release. Those are the main 2, and just variants of that.
Yeah.
So people incorrectly search for that basically, and then I'll rank for that. But I'm trying to spread into other muscles that this tool is good for, and more just lower back pain, but that's extremely competitive. So that's it's gonna take a little while.
And what about backlinking? I'm only curious because I used to do quite a bit of this sort of thing. Do you seek backlinks and do a reach out program or something for that sort of thing too? Yeah,
so I used to do this a lot more, but I reach out to about 40 people a week, news outlets, just sites that have articles that I think I can provide value in by linking. Then I've paid a couple people to write articles on their site, and I've written articles for other people to use on their sites. And then before we went on the air, the local news station that I went on live for, that was one of them that just turned into a that was supposed to be.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. But that was initially a backlink outreach that turned into a live interview, and ended up getting a link out of it too.
I'm going to stalk you a little bit more, man.
Yeah, do you want me to send you the link to the?
Send me links to that video. I'm just going to have a quick look at your backlink profile and your keywords and stuff, man. I'm just curious. I haven't.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
What site do you use to look that up?
I'm just jumping into ahrefs.
Okay, yeah.
.com. I don't have a paid account or anything. I think they just give you 3 searches a day or something, so free. It's not letting me do it.
It's weird watching this. Like I said, watching yourself on TV.
So my focus is looking at you rather than looking at me, because if I look at myself, I'm always like, am I right? Am I, my glasses are dirty or something, you know?
All right, I just threw it in the chat for you.
Oh, yeah. If that's a video link, I might have to check it out a bit later.
It's a web page with a video and a link to my site.
Yeah, cool. There you are. That's great. I'll check it out in a second. I don't know what's going on with this backlink profile check, but that's I'll come back to that as well, because we haven't.
That's all right.
What are your main principles in life, Ben? What are the stuff that? What's some of the stuff that you stand by and you won't compromise on?
That's a good question. I mean, there's a lot of principles that I live my own life by that, like, I always want to be someone who's in great shape, who can physically do active things and I guess defend if need be. And also like build something great. Like I want to look back on my life in 50 years and like look back at something I'm really proud of. And this company is something that I think is really going to be that. So those are the kind of guiding principles for myself. In terms of things I won't compromise on, it's hard to find something tangible for that, but when you see it.
So like if you're in a conversation and somebody said some stuff that pushed your buttons a little bit, would you speak up, do you think, or would you hold your tongue?
Yeah.
If it wasn't a direct threat, I suppose you wouldn't need to do anything. But
if it was a direct threat.
No. It's an interesting. I guess social experiment or a question that you can ask yourself. I like that sort of thing. It makes you wonder, if you're in some situations, what would you do? Like I ask some crazy questions as well. Like if you're in I play this game with my kids. I got 2 10-year-old boys. And I say stuff like, all right, it's a zombie apocalypse. It starts in 5 minutes. You've got 3, you can carry 3 things from in your vicinity in the house. And we've got what are you going to, what do you take with you? And it puts them on the spot and it goes, all right, shit, I've got to make a decision for a start. So I think that's a good idea. It inspires them to be responsible and take action. And then it makes them think. It goes, okay, what sort of apocalypse is it? What kind of zombies are they? Where are we going? Who's going to be here? All these sort of things. And sometimes I'll answer their questions. I say, man, you're burning through time. We've got to go. they love it.
Oh, I bet they love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And because zombies are, that's fun. You can kill a zombie without having to feel guilty about it. But day-to-day life, you can't do that.
That's true.
Even if you want to. Such a drag. So do you like competition? Do you like sports? You said you played hockey. Was it is that like ice hockey or what do you call it? Just regular hockey, I guess.
Yeah, it's ice hockey. I grew up in a northern state of the United States, or Minnesota, if U.S. visitors. And it's just big up there. Our ponds freeze for 5-6 months a year sometimes, and you get all the ice time outside for free. So just kind of natural growing up there. But I love competition. Like I still play. I play on weekends. And
fantastic. And that's not a gentle sport.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, I've always kind of, I mean, sometimes I'll even, yeah, it's all fun and games out there. Like everybody will run their mouth a little bit, and especially with the old man's league I'm in now, there's like it's everything, anything goes, everything's fair game on the ice. It's sometimes people get pretty pretty intense. But then after the game, you have a beer together, everyone's friends. So it's
that's good. Fun. I watched a show the other day. There's 2 movies, and I can't remember what it is, but all it is, it's about the guy who likes to punch people in ice hockey.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Is it Goon?
Hey.
Is it Goon?
Yes, that's it. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that movie, man. So that's what it's like for you day-to-day life. Not so much
anymore. Nah, I wish. Some days I wish, but I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well, and that fulfills a lot of the competition drive, because I'm just like, I gotta move my body and compete. That's just kind of how I'm wired.
Yeah,
and that really fulfills that.
That is awesome. Definitely keep that up. I used to do some martial arts when I was young, and I didn't keep it up, and my body doesn't like to do that stuff so much anymore. I went and I took kickboxing back up, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. I thought I have to change my life. Kickboxing, that's a great idea. And I did that.
That's a hard one to do.
But I loved it. I used to love boxing. Was the first time I did boxing and I did Aikido, with like the 2 completely most opposite sort of styles I can think of. But I really enjoyed that, that physical movement, and but also with the boxing was the competitiveness, and with the Aikido it was the synergy and the flow. So it was like body sensitivity stuff. So I still love the ideas. I don't train kickboxing anymore. I did my Achilles a little bit too much work, and I need to lose some weight before I can get back into doing that stuff again. So I'm just hitting the gym and walking every day. And once I drop that down, I think my agility will pick up quite a bit. I feel a lot lighter, and I'll see where I go from there. But I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. I really love to play squash again too, because that was a really competitive sport.
Yeah, I really think that at least every man should incorporate some competition into your life. Like it doesn't even have to be physical. Like business is a competition, or a lot of work environments are competitive. But I think that it's a great just release of energy, and it's, I don't know. I think it's natural, and we need it.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And putting yourself in the moment and under that pressure on the spot. To do something and pull all your resources together to try and get a result.
Like your kids with the zombie apocalypse, you're pulling everything together.
I used to play video games as well. One of my other jobs was managing a video game shop. Everyone loves playing video games these days. But I always really enjoyed the internet marketing stuff, as you know. And after a while, all of the video games sort of started to go to the side, and I realized that the internet is the biggest video game that there is. And the game is to market and to make money or to produce value of some kind. And so that's always sort of taken over in the end. And that's I think it's a pretty cool way to look at it. It's good fun to think of it as a game and go, all you got to do is play the game. Yeah.
That's exactly like how I look at my search engine optimization. Like I'm trying to.
You're just playing a game.
Beat these other sites. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you had to start again, and you knew everything you do today, what would you do differently?
Well, it wouldn't have taken me nearly as long. I don't know. I started this journey 19 months ago.
Yeah.
So it's taken me 19 months to develop a product, get everything going, get my website, YouTube, everything. Yeah. And knew absolutely zero on day one. Like I had no experience in anything I did.
Yeah.
So if I would do it again, it would be a lot quicker, but it wouldn't have been as fun, because the roller coasters are what make it worth it. Like on days I overcame stuff, or on days I found out how to embed certain videos on my website and they look really cool, or on days I got replies from people I reached out to, or days my YouTube video did really well. Oh my gosh, those are the best. I mean, a lot of days you're in the gutter because things aren't going your way, but like the roller coaster made it so fun, and I don't think I would change any of it, because you need all that to grow, and you need to have all that experience to be able to share your knowledge, to build it, and eventually I want to help other people start similar businesses.
Yeah. You've got a real pay it forward mentality, dude, and I really like that. I feel the same way about a lot of things in my life, and I think people have people probably come to you and ask you, so how do I do this, or I'm feeling a bit down, what can I do to change that? Are you the kind of person that people ask for help?
Yeah, for anything, if they have any pains in the body, they come to me now. Even though I'm just backs, because that was my bread and butter. That's what I researched. That's what I know.
Yeah.
But like health and fitness as well.
Good. I think there's
my circle of friends. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's right. I mean, I know my circle of friends always come to me for a bit of a pick me up sometimes as well. I work with disabled people, and they're often, not feeling 100% in some way or another. And so a big part of my job is helping people get a bit motivated and moving again, or conquering whatever it is that that's giving them a bit of trouble, and realizing that they have some kind of control over their lives and they can push forward through it.
Yeah.
So
I think that's really valuable. I think your audience would like that. What do you like to tell people that are feeling a little down to help get them up a little bit?
Well, I think one of the biggest realizations that I've had, and I've fallen down myself a number of times, so I'm not a stranger to having to pick myself up. It's that you've got more inside you than what you think you do to tackle the problems in your world. You've got enough to conquer whatever comes your way. And sometimes it takes a little time to consolidate and figure out who you are and where you are and where you're going. But if you take a little bit of time and take stock, get a bit of an understanding of what brought you here in the first place, because oftentimes people they don't have a great they might be, I'm depressed, or I'm feeling a lot of anxiety and things like that, and they'll blame everything else in the world, but quite truly, quite honestly, that might be the problem, but at the end of the day, they've brought themselves into this place in some way, in some way too. And so having that responsibility helps them put themselves in a position of power to do something about it. Once you're in a position of power, you can take steps, you can set a goal, and you can move forwards towards it. I guess the most important thing, I think, is just to be responsible and take a step forward. Have a rest, get an idea of where you're going, or where you've been, where you are, where you're going, and then make a move. Be decisive and make a move, and then stop and have another rest if you need to. But then
I think that's very important. You have to make them. You can't sit there. You can't sit still. You sit and marinate in your own thoughts. No. Nobody can. That's a scary place to be. You gotta.
No man's land. Wow, I think you just asked me the question I was about to ask you, but I'll ask you anyway. I think I said, you asked me something about what advice would I give to someone who lost their motivation with, but I asked if you could give one piece of advice to someone looking to find their passion in life or rekindle the spark that they might have lost. What would you say?
Yeah, you really got to think about what's important to you, because that's what it came down to for me, and what a lot of people I see is that actually take steps is they really get clear on where they want their life to go and what they want, and is your current trajectory going to get you there? So, like, for example, for me, like, I was working 9 to 5 for a while, and this isn't a goal of mine, but I know a lot of people have similar goals. Or like, if you want to have $10 million saved in the bank by the time you're 40, or if you want to be able to retire when you're 30 and live off of passive income that you've built, and you're working a 9-to-5 job, how is that going to get there? Like, how is that going to happen? Like, is that dream just not that important to you?
Yeah.
Or are you really that delusional that you think that it's just going to show up one day? So really, to find your purpose and passion, you kind of have to get really clear on what you want. So otherwise you'll never get anywhere, and you'll never have a dream to chase or a target to go for. So that's really what kind of drives me day in, day out, is like where this can be. And I don't think a lot of people have that, and I really wish they would find it, because that's I don't know how to explain it, but there's just this little like ball in you that wants to move. Like, I can't even take vacation anymore. Like, I take 2 days off and I just want to get back, because this is so important to me.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I've heard of one particular model. Is, so from what you've described, you're moving very much towards something that you want, and that's motivating you heaps. Some people believe in having a stick that moves from accidentally not pursuing here. You keep moving forwards to avoid something else. Is there anything that you avoid?
Well, that's what started me. That's what kicked this into gear, is my back pain. So I had the stick on one end and I had the dream on the other. So I kind of had both pushing and pulling me at the same time.
Yeah, that's a pretty.
The stick is definitely, especially if you've been in a pain and you're trying to solve a problem of a pain. Kind of like what you said. Like, if you're really trying to define your purpose or build something, it's really important to either be that person or know someone very closely who's experienced it, because otherwise you just can't relate. You can't talk to the audience. Like part of the reason my YouTube channel is doing all right is, like, I think it's pretty clear in my voice that I went through all these problems. Like, and I'm speaking completely from the heart. It's like, this is the truth that I found after 4 years of just digging through the worst.
And that is that's really inspiring. I got to say, and the truth of my story would be that one of the things that I'd hate to see other people go through is waiting until you're 46 years old before you get on YouTube and make something of yourself, or get on your dream path and make something of yourself. Don't get 20, 30 kilos overweight. Go and exercise every day, every second day, whatever you need to do. Eat well. You don't need takeaway every meal. It's nice, but you don't need it every meal. That's the sort of stuff that's motivated me to do something to change my life. But the thing is that's your experience has been a very sharp and painful one. That's encouraged you, very dramatically every day to do something about it. Whereas getting fat takes a while. Building up bad habits slowly and just becoming settled into that lifestyle of what everybody else is doing as well can sort of it can build up on people, and then all of a sudden you're a bit older, and then you might have made a few mistakes, or you've got some extra responsibilities, and it just becomes even harder. So I'd like to encourage people to avoid doing that and start early. I could have done this 25 years ago. I had some pretty good experiences back then, which led me somewhere. And I just thought to myself, I'll just wait a while and I'll do it later. But you don't get that time back. So any of that you can take and use, man, go for it. Motivate yourself, because you don't want to end up 40 years old and I'm wondering, oh man, I should have done that when I was 20 something, So, but I think you're all over it.
If I need any more, I'll keep that in mind.
Man, this has been amazing. What about we finish it up, and if you want to give everybody a bit of a plug again for what you're doing, and we can leave some links in the description and stuff. After that, I'll end the video, and then we can have a quick chat about what's going on next.
Sure, that sounds great.
Yeah.
So to wrap up, my name is Ben. I'm the founder of Back Muscle Solutions. If you have any lower back pain right now, if you're weak, you're tight, you're stiff, check out my YouTube channel at Back Muscle Solutions. You're going to find all these great free tips and tutorials on how to fix your back pain right now. And if you're in back pain really badly right now, you're probably going to want to get yourself a QL claw. That is the best deep tissue massage tool on the market. That's going to help relieve all the muscle-induced pain that's wrenching on your back right now. So check that out.
Fantastic. And I'll put some links down there to your website and your YouTube channel and your Instagram as well, yeah?
Awesome.
So people can reach out to you and get in touch. And I really need to rehearse my business pitch as well, because I really don't have one.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Maybe I'll tag something on the end, but in the meantime, thanks very much for joining me, Ben. It's been amazing to chat with you. And we'll stay in touch on the Facebook group too, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to see where this goes. I really am. I like what you're doing here.
Yeah, man, me too. All right.